The third thing that you guys need, that men need to be successful at dating, is courage slash strength. I put these in together. Courage and strength, I'm gonna put them together. You have to understand that women are hardwired to look for strength in men. And again, these ain't the days of, oh, you just look good on paper, you got a nice job, you got a nice career, boom, take care of me, I'll take care of you. That's over with. You have to be coming with a lot more. You see what I'm saying? And women are hardwired to be attracted to strength and men who are courageous and not cowardly. You see what I'm saying? For several different reasons, right? A man's weakness spells danger for a woman because women don't have the same strength that we have. You see what I'm saying? So they look for polarity in that sense. Or they look for what they lack in, and you can make up for it. That's what teammates, being on a team is about. That's the essence of teams and, you know what I'm saying, unions and shit. So, you have to have courage and you have to have strength. Cowards today, weak men today get no play. They get absolutely no love. Absolutely no love. A lot of guys are cowards in a sense of they scared to approach women. They scared to talk to women. They scared to, they don't have the strength to go face the fear of rejection in the face. And people say there's all of these studies, more men are virgins now than ever. That's because more men are cowards more than ever. You see what I'm saying? Back then, there was no online. Porn was expensive. You couldn't just get on Pornhub and just watch just unlimited porn for free, especially if you was a teenager or you was a kid or something like that, or you live with your parents. Number one, you had to find a porn stash. Then you had to you know what I'm saying? You had to steal it. Then you had to remember the spot that it was at. Then you had to hope you have a VCR to put the shit in, right? Or you had to go to the store to buy it and nobody wasn't selling no minor porn tapes and shit like that. And you had to have the money to do it. So guys had to get up and go get laid. They had to go talk to women. The reason that men are not as successful is because of the ease of access to the internet, which made them more lazy. You see what I'm saying? That's the main problem. And through this laziness, they never had to get up and face rejection in the face. We had to face rejection in the face. When I was a teenager, me and my friends would get together and we would say, we're going to go to the mall and see who get the most phone numbers. And so you had to go, quote unquote, cold approach women. You had to, or you was going to be a sucker and you wasn't going to get none. You wasn't going to lose your virginity. You wasn't going to get no play from the girls if you didn't go talk to girls. It was none of this, I'm going to send her a slide of her DMs and none of that shit. If you wanted to get laid, if you wanted a wife, if you wanted a girlfriend, you had to go talk to her, period. And so men back then developed this, not all of them, because there's always been a quote unquote virgin popularity, or what they call incels. But it's more so now because of the ease of access to porn. And guys don't have to get out and go in the world. Guys would rather pay for OnlyFans and chat to a pimp who they think is the girl on the back end. You see what I'm saying? Than to get up and go approach a girl, or send as many DMs as they can and like that. And then even if they do have the courage to go talk to a girl or slide in the DMs, let's say they don't have the courage to talk to the girl, but they slide in the DM, they don't have the skills. So now she finally show up on a date. You don't even know how to close. You don't got the courage to close. You don't have the courage to put yourself out there, put your intentions out there and say, hey, I want to sleep with you. I'm ready to do this. Of course you don't say it like this, but to to expose your hand and put yourself out there and be vulnerable for her to say, nah, I ain't with this. And you just spent $50 on a date. Most guys don't have the courage to do that. Right? So they lack and they suffer. And women are going to go to the guys who have the courage and who have the strength. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what they're going to do. The only women who are going after weak men are energy vampires and women who want to control them. Shout out to Sarah Dawn Moore. She just exposed this she didn't expose it because I've been telling y'all that, but she just confirmed it basically from the horse's mouth. This is what I used to do with the men in my 20s. I would go for the weaker guys because I could control them. So if you know you weak, and you got to audit yourself, you got to look at yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. If you know you don't have strength and you know you don't have courage, and women are choosing on you, you know it's more than likely that they're exploiting you. You see what I'm saying? You have to develop strength and you have to develop courage in this day and age, or women are going to chew you up and they're going to spit you out. A lot of guys don't have the courage and the strength to lead. When you're a leader, there's a lot that comes with leadership. I think that was my first or second episode of this podcast, the penalties and rewards of leadership, right? A lot of guys are scared to be the lead, right? They're scared to take the initiative because taking the initiative comes with risk. When you're the leader, you're the target. You open to lose. You open to failure. You see what I'm saying? You open to be scrutinized and criticized and like that, but you also reap the biggest reward as the leader. And guys are scared to lead. Guys are scared to lead themselves. They're scared to lead women. Guys be hitting me up. A lot of, especially younger guys, hit me up and is like, how should I feel about this? That's a man, to me, that's a man who's scared to lead. How should I feel about this? How should I respond to this? Right? Ain't no way in the hell I'm going to ask no other person, how should I feel? Or how should I look at things? Right? That's a man who's scared to lead himself, because he don't want to deal with the ramifications of making his own decisions. Because if he fail, all he got to do is say, well, King Dre did it. King Dre told me to do that. That's why I failed. Well, if you at the mercy of King Dre, you'll never get nowhere in life or with women. You see what I'm saying? A lot of guys are not getting laid because a lot of guys lack courage, they cowards, and they don't have strength. Yes, it's ultra competitive, and that's even for like if you just want 9s and 10s. But if you want a 5, an average chick, it's not hard. You just have to get up, take the initiative to approach, take the initiative to close, take the initiative to lead and set a date and shit like that, and put yourself out there. A lot of guys don't want to do that. That's why the guys are not getting laid today. That's why more than ever, guys are not getting laid. I think they say 30% of men are not getting laid, and it's fairly easy to get laid. Now, if you want the top tier dime gold digger hoes, that ain't no walk in the park. You see what I'm saying? But it's fairly easy to get laid, man. You can go trick. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not condoning tricking whatsoever. Y'all already know. I don't condone in the trickery. I don't condone in tricking. But however, you know, guys are just wussies and guys are just cowards. And I'm not going to not hold you guys accountable. And not all of you, but the guys who if you know, you know. I got a dude that be following me. He follow everybody else. He know who I am. I ain't gonna put him out there. He know exactly who I am when I say this. He gonna be listening when I premiere this on what's the name. He gonna be in the chat. You know exactly who I am. This is another. He's just cowardly. Got all the game. If you got, and he in my groups, anytime somebody got a problem, he can answer it. He can fucking, you know, he in the chat with all of the knowledge, but he's scared to put himself out there. He's still a virgin. He know who I am. He know who he is. He know exactly who he is. Scared. Cowardly. Don't have strength. Scared to take the initiative. Scared to go talk to a bitch. But online, super player. Got all the answers. Know all the shit. Got all of the knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Guys, you have to step your shit up. I'm putting this on y'all. You feel me? Another reason why courage and strength is important is because if women see you as weak, you will be chewed up and you will be spit out. If women say this guy is weak, it is over for you. If they decide to deal with you, you ain't gonna. There's some women who gonna see you as weak and they gonna turn them off and they gonna go the other way. But if you are weak, and if a woman sees you as weak and she's the type that'll deal with you anyway, she's going to chew you up and spit you out, and your life is going to be a living hell. You see what I'm saying? Your life is going to be a living hell. So always understand that. You feel what I'm saying? And when you weak and when you dealing with women, the thing is, and you know why you need courage and strength is because it takes courage and it takes strength to discipline a woman. It takes courage and it takes strength for a woman to be acting a certain type of way or to violate you, and you have to discipline her, so to speak. You have to get up, you have to say, look in her face and say, go home. Get the fuck up out of here. Go home. I ain't doing this with you right now. I ain't fucking with you right now. You see what I'm saying? And she crying, it's pulling on your heartstrings, but you still got to remain strong in order to stand up for your boundaries and stand up for your self-respect. You nervous, you anxious because you ain't answered the phone for her until she apologized. Because I tell you, don't answer the phone for them until they apologize. But now you worried about, you know, is some other guy gonna come in and scoop her up while she vulnerable? It takes strength to endure that. A lot of guys don't want to do that. They can't do that. They can't. When a woman violates you, you got to do something about it. You have to make the sacrifice. If you don't, you're a sucker, you're a mark, you're going to be a target. And she's going to lose respect for you. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of guys, when you do something about it, there's negative that can come from that. You see what I'm saying? It ain't all just good that comes from that. She may be the type who don't want to take accountability for her actions, and she may go fuck somebody else because you've been ignoring her for 2-3 days. You see what I'm saying? Because she ain't apologized to you. So you didn't ignore her because she ain't apologized to you. And you doing that for your self-respect because you trying to show her, I'm not doing this. I'm not taking this disrespect. So she vulnerable. She'll go out to the club with her girlfriend and she may get fucked or something like that. Guys are scared to go through that for their self-respect. Any woman that deals with me knows I would rather see you go fuck 1,000 dudes. You can go. I would rather watch you. I would rather pull up Pornhub or pull up somebody to show me a video. Women that fuck with me know this. I would rather watch you fuck 1,000 men to be in my presence disrespecting me. If it takes for me to go through that type of hurt, I would rather that than be in a situation with any woman who's driving me crazy, stressing me out. I would rather you go out there and be the biggest in the world. And a lot of you guys don't have that type of strength. And when women see that you don't have that type of strength, they're going to run all over you. They're going to take advantage of you. They're going to fleece you. They're going to take you for everything you got. You have to have strength today, especially today, because women are ruthless. You see what I'm saying? It takes discipline. I mean, it takes strength to hold a woman accountable for violating your boundaries. It takes strength and courage to discipline a chick. It takes strength to do that. Your girl cussing you out, she disrespecting you. It takes strength to kick her out and watch her crying and all type of shit, begging and pleading. But you know, if you give in to that, she ain't gonna respect that. If you give in to her emotions, that fit ain't no. Now, the more you do it, do you become numb to it? But when I was younger, that shit used to bother me. But I had to learn that I had to overcome that for my self-respect. And women respected me for that. Cause then, you know, you fall victim to hoe flu, right? Y'all know what hoe flu is, right? This hoe flu. Hoe flu is when a woman get caught doing something slick or she violates your boundaries, and it's time to hold her accountable for those, you know, for those violations. She starts crying and sniffling and getting sick and sneezing and I'm so sick and I can't breathe and I can't talk and all that. What they doing is they know that when a man sees a woman's tears, his testosterone levels drop tremendously, right? So he can't be as macho and shit, right? Women understand this. They don't know that piece scientifically, but this happens scientifically. And so when they cry and they sniffle and sneeze, they know it lets their guard down. It lets your guard down, and they're doing this so they're not held accountable. This is hoe flu, right? And when you are not immune to hoe flu, you're gonna fall for it every time. And if a woman know that she can do that to you, it's a wrap for you for the rest of your relationship. You see what I'm saying? You have to have the courage and the strength to play past that and stand on your boundaries and stand on your self-respect and stand on your dignity. Because if you don't, they're going to try you. They're going to try you anyway, but you have to have the strength to do what you need to do. You have to have the strength to put them on ice. You have to have the strength to charge them to the game. A lot of y'all dudes don't want to break up with your girls, although she violating you, talking to other dudes, disrespecting you because you scared she gonna go fuck somebody else. Me personally, go fuck somebody else. I don't care what you do, but you gonna respect me over here. And if that's what it's gonna take, then that's just what it's gonna take. She gonna fuck somebody else anyway if you continue to let her disrespect you while she in your space. She gonna end up cheating on you anyway. So you might as well go on and get it over with. You see what I'm saying? But I went on long enough with that rant. That was number 3, right? The third thing, a well-needed rant, right? Full of game. That's a game session, not a rant. But, you know, that was the third thing that men need. They need courage and they need strength in order to be successful in today's day and age of dating.